Hello, guys and gals, me, Mutahar, and welcome back to another episode of the Some Ordinary Podcast. I got my co-host, Nuxtalker Oopavilla, still in the middle of a move, getting the internet sorted up, but we've got an amazing other friend of the podcast here, great friend, Cinnamon Toast Ken. How's it going, man?
It's going good. I mean, I hate that I ran Oompa off. I know, he knew I was coming, and he's like, bruh, no way.
Dude, he's scheduled to fight his manslaughter charges on the day you were coming, so he wouldn't... That was a joke. He's
got manslaughter charges. What happened?
I don't know, brother. Oop is a wild character. You can never tell.
Bro, he's the Willy Wonka of YouTube. You never know.
Yeah, we should always have like a policy. Anytime somebody's missing, you just get like a free reign to like slander the shit out of them. Like the worst charges you can
like that.
But how's it going today, Ken? How's it been for you?
It's been going pretty good. Yeah. Thanks for having me. Always glad to see you guys.
Well, I was like watching whenever you like cover something, and it's always just like you from the side laughing and being just brutally honest about why you're covering something like that.
Dude, I love how most commentary type channels, like, they'll pick a topic, that they'll research it. It'll probably end up being like some sort of dangerous situation, towing the line. Some streamer did something stupid. Then you have Ken. This fat guy is also cheating.
I go through those like those moments of I don't know, like I question myself and like the content that I'm making is like, should I should put in effort and like look into stuff before I talk about it, because
I disagree.
People are like,
you
know what you're talking about. Why are you talking about this? I'm like,
You know the best type of content, like the best banger videos. You know how I know a video is going to be like a 1 out of 10. It's going to be like million plus view. Is when like I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, should I really upload this?
Yeah.
There's like a moral hang up in my brain, I'm like, fuck, should I really talk about this? And then like the whole day when I'm like kind of editing and like putting it through the final like upload, like as soon as like I'm hitting public, I'm like, should I do it? And then I hit public and I'm like, oh well, hold on, clearly everyone enjoys it.
That was a great idea all along. I wasn't worried for a second.
Like I do the Homelander thing when he looks at the crowd like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, we're all happy.
Oh man.
Like, yeah, sometimes like the most like it's not even like the controversy of it too. It's just like sometimes like I'll find some topic where I'm just like, man, this is it's like the boogie stuff. I remember when it kind of happened. I'm like, do I really want to get involved in this? It seems kind of messy, and then I'm like, oh, I'm getting into it. Especially when like I get dragged kind of in a way too. But speaking of boogie,
sorry.
Go ahead.
There is a bit delayed some in Australia, so if I do start like talking, it's my bad. I don't mean to interrupt or anything, but when it comes to, like your content, like Muda, especially like you get the stuff where you're getting there and deep diving, and I've always thought about doing stuff like that, but then at the same time I'm just a chicken and a big baby, so I take the easy way out and just like cover it late. But it's like you and like the Gerard stuff. I remember messaging him and I'm being like, oh God, no. Oh, this is so God, I hope you're right about this, because if you're not, there's a lot of people that, and then yeah, it all came out. I'm like, I couldn't handle like the anxiety of like worrying about it, making that kind of content myself. So hats off to you for doing that stuff.
It's like I don't do heroin because I think heroin is a bad drug, but I get
I want to go from heroin. Okay.
No, but like I get the high, like I understand the rush somebody gets, right? Like anytime I make a video like that, it's like taking a full needle of black tar shit, sticking it right into my veins, and like just getting into the like, because it's like it is the most insane high to like research a story like that for weeks, if not months. And then when 0 hour hits, it's like when you're in the right, and the other side is like I'm like, keep digging, buddy, keep going for it. Like holy shit, it's the exciting stuff. But I won't deny, like, dude, sometimes I wish I could just like straight up always upload the most like lighthearted, like, and that's what I really do look forward to, like coming home, covering some really lighthearted shit, and then knowing that the stakes are not that high, right? Like knowing that I'm not facing a potential lawsuit threat after I hit public.
But like I feel like every time you end up doing one of those super huge investigations that are like always messy, you're like, never again. This is the last one. Then a week later, your hand starts twitching.
But some more juicy stuff came in.
Dude, I mean like just recently, like I've been investigating into like this one trans YouTuber, Keffels, whoever it is, right?
I saw that.
I saw you tweeting about that.
Yeah, so I started looking into her, and it's a topic where it's like it's so different from like I'm looking at it more from like a financial scam, and then there was like there's like an entire side story to this that involves like
didn't they like force HRT like get minors to buy HRT and like lie to their
I mean, not
parents
forced,
and,
but
like,
it's like they link to like they link to dubious like home lab grown sources. People call it like bathtub estrogen, but it's like made in a home lab. I guess the most similar analog is like if you ever like have met somebody that does steroids, they make their own testosterone and shit like that because they buy all the products and like brew it together. But again, it's not something you should be doing. It's the kind of drug where you need like a special doctor. We call it an endocrinologist in order to like tell you what you should and shouldn't do.
Not some YouTuber. That
feels like it's one of those things where covering a topic which involves like a pretty protected group of people is like I want to make sure I do like the justice. I don't want to like make a piece where it's like I'm like,
you know what the response
attacking.
video is going to be, right? Like
I know
you know what the response video is going to be. It's just going to be like, Mutahar, I can't believe you would be so transphobic. You hate trans people and you want us to die. Why?
Yeah. Well, dude, it's like listen, there's also the case of like $100,000 basically going missing. Now the allegation here is, and I'm not co-signing this allegation, it all went, towards nose candy, right? Like Mexican booger sugar. So it's like it's supposed to like there's like listen, if you're a YouTuber and you get involved with charity, it's like 95% of the charities and the causes that a YouTuber will just come up with on the spot, probably the shadiest thing imaginable, like let's just be honest.
To be honest though, like I don't even care what the money was spent on. It's the fact that it was not spent on what it was supposed to be spent on. I'm not fully up to date with the lore here. From what I understand, there was like this whole beef between Keffels and Kiwi Farms or something. And, like apparently they were threatened and they wanted to raise money to protect themselves in some way, and that just didn't.
Well, the other thing is like as a YouTuber, it's like one of the things is she was worried about being like doxxed and harassed and like basically being tracked down, but it's like she kept doing the Walter White, I live at 308 Negro Royal Lane every time. It's like, oh, I'm at Twitch San Diego. I'm like, I probably like if I was worried for my life, the last thing I would be doing is announcing my like actual location at events, And this is just coming from like somebody that goes through the extra mile to like hide their, personal residence and everything, because it's like, people, I agree, on the internet, there's some unhinged people. Okay. And that's why you try to be as careful as you can. But yeah, that her situation is like the deep dive involved with that is like, it's taken weeks. And it's literally the problem is just so much that you have to look through. And it's literally like probably going to be like a 2-hour thing. Oh, like God. To sit down.
I have no idea what's going on, but I'm already invested. Sounds crazy,
dude. It's like it's one of those. It's one of those things where it's like it was on like a to-do list. Like usually for YouTube videos, I have like a to-do list on the phone, and it's like it just has like all the things that I want to do, and that was on like the top of the to-do list. Like I just put it in there like a year or two ago, and I was like, all right, now it's time to go at it. But yeah, that's kind of the way to touch it. But speaking of like weirdo people, like I wanted to get into this Boogie thing. We all saw the Boogie EDP sit down, right? We saw the Last Supper together.
Oh, good.
Bro, I don't know what he was thinking. Like I don't understand.
Dude, every time I think EDP's missing from the world, he just always comes back.
I thought he had passed away or something. He's still alive.
Bro, EDP's not the questionary. The question, okay? The person with the wonder, why the hell did they do this, is not EDP. EDP's a cockroach. He will come back whenever anyone gives him a platform, okay?
Skitters out.
Exactly, dude. Lives in Asmongold's closet, waiting for his time to shine.
Asmongold's picking him off his shirt and flinging him there.
But dude, Boogie, why did Boogie do that?
Dude, this is the kind of shit that I question, right?
It's like Boogie do anything?
It's like, dude, you gotta realize, it's like, bro, this man is... He was caught in it. Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, EDP445, very popular, I want to say meme YouTuber, right? Like that was his content. So, he's a pretty crass guy. Says a lot of bad shit. Talks a lot about the Philadelphia Eagles. But point is, I want to say like it was probably 3-4 years ago at this point, right?
Damn.
He was caught in a sting operation. Might have been. He was caught in a YouTube sting operation. Basically, a group of people called the Predator Poachers.
Friend of the show. Friend of the show.
Yeah, we had him on, dude. He redeemed himself. He has like literally, he has like FBI levels of convictions under his belt. Not even around with you. But like, you know, he goes into his first sting operation, which was botched. He decided to focus more on the content of the time, and the cops weren't involved, so EDP got to walk away free. But the context was EDP showed up to visit a 13-year-old, right?
Yep.
And in his words, he was just there to eat a cupcake.
Yep.
All right.
He went to this 13-year-old's house for a cupcake.
for a cupcake, right? Now,
They got the best
This
cupcakes here,
happened
man. I don't know what to
April
tell you. I mean,
21st,
sorry.
2021.
my career or this cupcake? Like, but yeah, he goes out to get this cupcake, and he gets caught in a sting operation. To his sadness, there is no cupcake at all. And
Surprise.
he leaves. Exactly. The internet basically just lampoons the guy, rightfully so. I mean, if you get caught in trying to interact with kids like that,
Dude, he also
you know,
sent
people
like
aren't going
tons
to
of
be too
creepy
happy.
messages, like insane
He sent
history.
a picture of his shit. Like, forget
Now
forget
that's
the
skibbity
messages.
toilet Riz, okay?
Bro, forget the message. He sent a picture. He sent a log of shit to. How do you expect a girl to take that? Like
Like one of his college
How?
bros, dude, take out this log I just laid here.
dude, literally, that's all it is. It's like, and you know what?
Incher, bro.
It's like that's like that. You're right. I'm so glad you said college, because even as adults, we're like, man, should I send my homie a picture of this shit? Like, I've questioned that a few times now. I'm like, oh, this isn't the
Oh,
university
this is a normal
anymore.
occurrence for you. You're like, yeah, no. That's picture worthy right there.
I just look down there. I'm like, all right, that's gonna clog it up. Better take a photo of this one, Exhibit A. But he sends it to like a girl, I guess, with some Riz. But the funniest thing is, Gideon, another like friend of the channel, he gets to do a sting operation as well, and finds EDP.
Again!
He's like a shiny. He's like a roaming Pokemon, you know?
He's not even
like-
shiny. Shows up everywhere.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, bro,
common.
he's like, yeah, he just like, and he finds him at his. He confronts him at the dialysis center, which is like, bro, like we're like this dude, like, and then he's like, man, they almost put my life in risk. They up my dialysis because they raised my pressure. I'm like, dude, insane that they caught you twice. We should focus on that. So Boogie2988, once considered the Mr. Rogers of the internet, right?
Yeah.
Very wholesome man.
Very wholesome guy. All right. Now, me and Boogie, personally, we've had like our differences or whatever. I think the world has had their differences with Boogie. But he did something a few days ago that I did not expect. I was flying back. The first thing I see that morning when I wake up is I see him and EDP sitting together. Like with like 30 cheeseburgers. Food and everything. I'm like, there's
Mukbang
just...
video.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, there's no way you're sitting with him. And then there's one where they're like sitting in like recliners and shit, and just like, you know, it's almost like they're having like a fireside chat, like back from the old like first season of South Park. Like they're just sitting there discussing. I'm like, dude, how do you like sit down with a guy like that? Like, what is the story?
I feel like Boogie wanted to find the easiest target in the world, someone that he could like be mean to and be 100% justified. And this man fit the bill. And he was like,
Dude,
okay.
you can't be. Dude, this is the internet, bro. People will find a way to defend EDP somehow. It'll happen. It'll happen.
No.
People are
no,
defending him?
No.
I mean, it'll happen. I'm just saying, it's the internet.
Somebody
dude.
out there, right?
It will happen.
Someone's
Dude,
champion that.
Dude,
I have noticed in the
there
last.
is nothing. What's the line? Unzip your libtard SJW mind for a second while I spit these empirically correct facts at you. There is nothing ethically, morally, or legally wrong about owning.
It's crazy. Like it's crazy how like I can quote which political YouTuber you said. It's like
Oh,
a
is that
biblical
actually-
quote.
Oh my god.
That's an actual quote. It's like literally it's like
It's
a
burned into my
biblical
brain.
quote.
I didn't try to memorize that. Okay, it just happened.
Dude,
Shout out
that
to
was my
Bosch.
favorite. That was my favorite. Like weeks of the internet. It's like when streamers, dude. If you're okay, first off, I get that streaming is a difficult job. It can be an tiring job.
Ask Hassan.
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you gotta, hit that start streaming button, and you gotta talk with. You know what? I'll give Hassan the defense here. Okay, I'm gonna give him the defense. His chat. If I'm arguing with my chat for 8 hours a day, I think I'm gonna kill a guy. Like, at the end of the day, I'm actually surprised he hasn't killed somebody. Because, like, okay, like I walked in afterwards, and I'm like, all right, let me, because everyone was like, man, his chat, like death threats, like they almost make it sound like he's about to get like it's literally just like it's like the opening scene of like the Warriors outside his like chat.
Yeah.
They're just yelling anger, and I'm like, I gotta jump in here, dude. It literally is like argumentations with the chat. Like he is a streamer where you have the chat flies by, right? Like I don't even have the viewers that Hassan would have like live, so my chat, it's still flying by. His is insane, but he has this amazing ability to find the one person he can disagree with out of 28,000 people at a given moment, and he will argue with them.
What if he just makes it up? You think he actually reads it, or he just goes?
No, he does. He pulls
Would
up
be a
the
good
specific
argument.
comment. He pulls up the specific
pulls it up,
chatter,
wow.
Yeah.
and he's like,
No,
"You
no.
monstrous scumbag! You vicious, monstrous, genocidal pig!" And then he'll just like go on this crazy rant.
And it's like that. It's like I can get now why that's so socially draining, because like I like when people ask me about streaming, I'm like, dude, I can just relax, shoot the shit, have a good time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think me and Charlie had like the exact same like take on this. It's like we could sit down. It's like a therapeutic thing almost, right?
Yeah.
But if you're arguing for like 8 hours a day, bro, at that point it's like I would have like war flashbacks looking at the OBS logo on my computer. I'm like, never again would I click on that.
gotta pay my bills, guys. God.
Yeah, but like the
Yeah.
thing is, I don't think the majority of people. So a lot of people say streaming is the easiest job in the world. All right, that's a lot of people's take. But I think
Right.
the more correct take is, you're right. Streaming is draining, but you could, as a millionaire, just decide to not stream. Whereas someone who's working in a coal mine cannot decide to not go to work that day because they need food. Like, it's not the hardest thing in the world.
My thing is like the rewards. If you're listen, if you're like I feel like I'd be a lot more sympathetic if it was like a very like entry streamer, like a very entry level guy that was like they've got maybe a couple hundred viewers. They have to be live, you know, like they have to do something. It's not like, because we're all at the point where like we can luxuriously take like a day or two off, you know, from like everything and then come back.
But
right?
my momentum, I can't stop. What do you mean?
True.
Dude, I'm so glad you say it like as a YouTuber. Like, I get that, dude. It's like,
get it
got a
so
1
much.
out of 10. Better have a 1 out of 10 again.
I gotta follow it up. Can't go down. 10 out of 10. Wake up. I saw a 7 out of 10 this morning, and I was like, ugh, the pain.
Real.
I worked so hard for 20 minutes on that video.
dude.
damn it,
This is why I love how like the honesty in the situation too. It's like most people like, and this is what I always say like with the commentary side of things. It's like it is a fun ride all the way through, because it's not like I watch other, like one of my favorite creators is like Niles Red, like chemist YouTuber, and I'm like, dude, this motherfucker playing around with like hazardous chemicals and shit. I get to talk about, you know, EDP 445. I prefer my side of YouTube a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It also helps when you can be at home and kind of like work from your house, and like, you know, you like the morning of like most YouTubers, like you wake up, you scratch your balls, you fire up your computer, and you talk about what you want to talk about. And you know, at the end of the day, if you're successful enough, you walk home and you walk to the other room and you're like, I feel satisfied today. I did good.
I did it. Yeah, you roll out of bed at like an early 12 p.m. Oh, God, I got to record something and send it to my editor so he can fix it for me.
Bro, you get,
Life's
bro,
hard.
see,
Not easy. It's
that,
not easy.
and there's a difference. I don't even go with the editor route. Like
He
I
edits his
had,
own stuff.
You doing
I
it?
had
Yeah.
one.
I hate
I had
editing.
one editor, but it's like, dude, I actually find editing to be the most relaxing part of the whole process. Like, I actually find like recording sometimes, it's just like, ugh, I don't even want to get
Really?
on the camera sometimes. But like the editing, I'm like, I look forward to like putting this together.
Dude, you ever
Like,
have that
the-
moment you're just staring at your OBS at the start recording button, and you're just staring at it and staring at it, and then you check your phone, and then you stare at it, and then you check your phone, and then you stare at it, and then you check Discord, and then you stare, and you're sitting there for a full hour before you hit the start recording button just because you're like, no, it's just me.
And then you
know what I
start and you
do?
have to do your
I
intro
literally-
5 times.
Dude, I just like do the fattest bong rip, and then I just hit that start recording. That's my rule. I've said this in the first. I've said this in like so many episodes. I'm like, dude, it's not a joke. Every time beginning this, it's like, dude, get the fattest bong rip. Start the. That's like my cue to go. You know, that's how I jump into the pool. I'm like, I'm just gonna get this video started, call it a day. But like, no, it's like covering stuff like that Mama Max, or like even the completion of stuff or anything I did with coffee. It's like I always hesitate recording that Dude, the Save the Kid shit, I had to record 3 times because I was so nervous covering that story that I forgot to hit start recording. I've had that happen so many times, dude. There's no worse feeling than having the best first, like, take, and then, like, you look at your camera and you're like, well, why isn't the red light on? And then you rip out the SD card, you're like, mother...
Yeah, dude. For me, my worst experience with that was my first collab with Charlie. I was so excited, like I was shaking excited because I love Charlie. He's like been one of my favorite YouTubers forever. And, like I'm shaking, and we record a whole video, and like I worked so hard to set it up. It was an apology video tournament, like where I would get people to submit fake apology videos, and we'd have to see which one was the best one. Like it's so many moving parts, and we do it, and we record the whole thing. And I didn't notice that my file corrupted like at the very beginning, and I have none of my own footage. I only have Charlie's footage. So I obviously like I'm not gonna ask him to re-record the whole thing. I felt terrible. So you from memory, your part. I re-recorded like half conversations. Like I'd listened to his thing, and then I said the thing that I said the first time.
Nice.
It took hours to splice all of that together, my poor editor. Oh my god,
dude, that is just like at that point you should have been like, hey Charlie, we should probably just re-record this.
It was my first time talking to the guy. I was starstruck. Okay,
you could go back. The embarrassment.
I couldn't do it.
It's like back in the day, like horror gameplay.
Like I faked reactions the whole time. I was like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like you go back and you.
So you want to know the funniest? Actually, you want to know the wildest story? Actually, this is, I had never told this one yet. So when we were doing the completionist story, I had that same experience happen. I recorded. So you know that call we had? No. That was actually the second time we did that call. So the first time we recorded it, it was the same exact content. He admitted to the same things. I just hit start recording, and my side didn't pick up.
Oh no! Wait, so he had a test run, and he still fumbled
so badly? He had a
test
run. He test ran that stuff.
What?
And the first part didn't record properly. So we immediately, and this happened like immediately, like minutes after I started hitting record again. I'm like, so let's summarize what we talked about already. Let's just go at it.
So when he tried to bribe you, he was like, "Is there any amount of money we could pay you to like make this right?" Like when he tried to bribe you. That was the second time?
No, that was the first time hearing it. But like we almost missed his like confessions to go on tape.
Oh my god!
Almost.
Wait, Carl didn't record from his end?
No, Carl recorded too, but it's just like I think that first part it was like kind of a dud recording, at least from my end. I didn't confirm that with Carl, but like that was like one where it's like, bro, you had like everything and it almost slipped away.
Oh my god, dude! I can't imagine how stressed I would be. Holy crap,
dude! I literally like, and after that, dude. And it's funny because like I'm always usually so careful now. Like I always like triple check everything, but you know it is what like that's the fun part about this content creation shit too. Is like we're not big production teams. So it's like when something
just some idiot that didn't click record.
Yeah, when something's up, it's usually us pretty bad. Oh, but other than that, boys, it's like this week. It's like we also had we had Nintendo deciding to shut down. True. One of the biggest Switch emulators imaginable. Can I just say something right now? Nintendo fans probably are the biggest
losers,
suckers I've ever met in my life, dude.
Nintendo or fans?
The fans. I mean, there is nobody that sucks as good as a Nintendo fan will.
Bro, if it doesn't have a butthole, do not love it. And Nintendo does not have a butthole.
Bro, dude, okay, so this is what I like. Nintendo is one of those companies where it's like they make like a decent game every once in a while, right? Like, I'll say the Legend of Zelda game was pretty good, so on and so forth. The Pokemon company, yeah, they could be that nonsense. All right, get out of here. I don't. Hasn't been a Pokemon game since DS that I actually enjoyed, but you know, so they have arguably one of the most popular consoles right now, the Switch. And the Switch has been basically hacked, emulatable since, you know, I would say the beginning of its life cycle. And now the Switch has like maybe a year left, and they decided to like just shut down one of the largest emulator projects. They like had a settlement with them, like a $2.6 million settlement. So it didn't have to go to court. And thank God it didn't go to court because if Nintendo had gone to court, it would have made some new laws.
The precedent, there would be like actual precedent against emulation. God.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, the Nintendo fans were like, this is good. Nintendo's just protecting their IP. I'm like, dude, you really honest to God believe that Nintendo is going to go bankrupt because a few dudes decided to play?
Dude, you know why Pokemon Emerald is still alive today? Because of emulators. If not for emulators, you think people are ripping out the Nintendo SD not even the DS, the SP, right? The little Nintendo and Game Boy Advances to play Pokemon Emerald. Like, it would be a dead game.
No, but it's like even some of the most popular gaming content on the internet is done entirely through the emulation stuff, right? Like all those randomizers, dude.
All the ROM hacks.
Yeah,
everything.
All of that stuff. I mean, there are YouTubers like in the gaming circle that we know, all right, like who just like have million view videos, like multi-million view videos where they're like playing Emerald with like the weirdest hacks enabled, right? I mean, shit. Some of my super old content has like me around with ROMs and whatnot too, and now I sometimes sit in one, like it's so weird with Nintendo stuff that sometimes like I'll like lay in bed and I'm like, will I wake up to a community guideline strike on a video 9 years ago because some suited Nintendo got mad? That's the kind of company we're looking at, and people go out of their way to like get on their knees and suck appropriately for this. It's insane. Like I just don't get like what it's. I don't understand how anybody can go down and defend like or participate in like plastic box console wars or like defend any gaming company, right? Like I love Sony. Sony does a lot of stupid shit every day. It's, you know, like the weird parasocial connection is always super wild. Like I can kind of understand it for like a YouTuber or a streamer. Can't understand it for like a video game system. Like I don't know.
They make video games that I enjoy though, so I'm going to give them a pass.
I don't understand the whole idea of loving like some massive company just because they make something you like. Like I see people are still fans of Blizzard. Okay, like how can you be a fan of Blizzard because you like Overwatch?
Dude, I mean, dude, listen. As an evil degenerate person, I love Activision CEO Blizzard. Like, they're the no, I don't. But it's like,
are you familiar with the breast milk scandal?
Dude, I know all about that. I watched the whole.
Tell me what is the? I got to know what the breast milk scandal is.
You don't know that?
Dude, and you wonder why we call them the Homelander Company.
I just hide away. I'm under a rock. I don't know any of this stuff. Who likes the breast milk?
Yeah, there's been someone in. So there were two women in that were working at Activision Blizzard, and they've both experienced something similar. They would put their breast milk in the fridge, and it would be stolen. Who would be this breast milk thief that steals their breast milk? It became such a massive scandal. It ended up on the news just because it's a no. They found him. They found him. They interviewed him on the news. I think like there was this whole thing. No, but like this became a huge story because like someone's stealing breast.
Just imagine like the CEOs like in the refrigerator like Gollum.
I mean, under the threat of litigation, I wouldn't ever say anything naughty about Bobby Kotick, but I wouldn't be surprised if I heard anything bad about people like that either. You know, like, dude, it is like Activision when it like came out, they were like genuinely, and they still are, by the way, one of the most scummiest corporations out there, and it's why like defending anybody, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like even if you like one of their games, what game does Blizzard make nowadays that's actually good? No, like I mean, like for real, like, what game do they make? Because it's like World of Warcraft is literally played by like
they've been recycling that stuff for 20 years now too. That's like
What about Overwatch's PvE campaign?
Oh yeah, that got beautifully canceled, dude. Diablo 4, dude. Have you seen the prices on a cosmetic in Diablo 4?
Well, Diablo 4 didn't you need $500,000 to max out your character? Like
that was Immortal. That was Immortal, not 4. Okay, that was a mobile game. And so the new game, the $60. Well, okay, listen. I believe all mobile gaming is garbage. Okay, there is not a good mobile game on the market.
Excuse me, there's Sudoku.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. A game that people that don't shit in their diapers play now. Yeah, let's talk about fucking that.
Wow. What about Genshin Impact?
Dude, that's why, dude. When you told me about the time people were boycotting that game because they felt scammed, I'm like, dude, I hope they keep scamming their. I honestly hope they never. Dude, if I was a mobile game developer, probably the most evil mobile game developer in the world, bro. I'd be like, I'd hire only psychologists to like siphon dollars out of people. That's all. Like gameplay. Like I'd be the executive that walks into the office. I'm like, gameplay. Hold on a minute. Fun?
Throw that out.
We're not
doing
the paywalls. Like I would find a way to. Battle pass. Like if you told me to make a wish something in my game, I would walk in to ruin that person's just for the sake of extra few dollars. Like that's what I would like as a mobile, like that's all mobile gaming is. There's not one good thing in that entire hell pit.
Well, there's some good emulators.
I mean, yeah, see, but now you're playing somebody else's game underneath that. Exactly, yeah, then it's great. But nobody on their own makes anything good out of it. It's all just absolute, complete, mind-numbing. It's literally just drugs. It's legalized drugs for kids. Like, because they're always on these stupid... My aunt's kids, all they do is play this, like, Roblox game, these Roblox titles and shit, and it's just like, bro... I look at the store for these Roblox games, I'm like, bro, they're scamming the shit out of these kids. Like, I'd feel bad about it, but I'm like, dude, you're old enough to not be playing Roblox. Like, when I was your age, dude, I was already on the World of Warcraft, like, well, I probably shouldn't say the second part because I can get my main account banned, but yeah, it's, actually, I don't care. I was on private servers, ban me Blizzard, who gives a shit? The game sucks anyways.
Clutching my pearls. Oh my goodness.
It was like,
Anything but that.
Yeah, no, but apparently, like, you can get your account banned. I'm like, go ahead. It's not like I fucking play that dog shit anyways.
Oh no.
Miss me with that nonsense, but yeah.
It's
but yeah,
crazy.
this week's been a little bit wild, so to speak. I mean,
Yeah, but before we started recording this, we were like, oh, this week was pretty uneventful. And then we're like, yeah, but then there was like, so a Minecraft YouTuber that was outed for like stuff.
oh, Wilbur Suit.
Yeah.
You gotta fill me in on that,
Jesus.
Oh, so
bro. If you touch Minecraft, okay, I'm gonna be on. Like, if I ever find out that you're playing Minecraft on YouTube
shit.
for a living,
podcast over.
bro, there's a 60% chance. There's 60% chance you're kids. All right. Like,
Oh God.
No, not you guys. I mean, if you guys were playing Minecraft, I would. But like, listen, if somebody was like happily, like if somebody was uploading Minecraft every day, laughing and giggling like a child in the
No.
video, I think 75% chance I'm looking at a out right there. Like it's a To Catch a Predator episode. That's how up that community is. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, anyway, listen, I might not be fully up to date with the lore. As far as I'm aware, there's this situation where someone named Wilbur Soot, one of these massive Minecraft YouTubers, probably with like 4 billion people watching him at any given moment. He, someone came out, his ex-girlfriend, saying that he used to be very violent, especially in regards to biting her, to the point that she would have like bruises all over and.
What the
Like she would beg him to stop, like sexual biting stuff
Oh,
that
okay.
went
Oh,
way
my
too
God.
Come
far.
out of like a hot
Like
Minecraft
biting,
recording session,
but-
just rabid. Ah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
what a-
and like there are all these
God.
like old
What?
clips that have been popping up of like Wilbur being in the room with her while she's streaming, and he would say, "Yeah, try to make me feel weird. Try to make me feel weird." And she's like, "Wilbur, you bite me so much," and everyone was like, he bites her, sure. Then it's like, in context, that's like, ugh. So Wilbur
Yeah,
made an
and now it's
apology,
like, it's just
basically
weird.
saying that there were issues on both sides, of course, and I don't know, but he didn't deny anything, which is a bit of a yikes.
Yeah, so usually with stuff like that, it's like the kind of stuff that I always like hate covering because it's just you can never definitively prove something,
Yeah.
And I saw a bit of the discourse about it, and people were just like willing to jump on the guy. And again, I don't know what he was just admitting to like biting, and he thought like everything was like super duper consensual. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like I don't know. And here's the grim reality: you will never know the 100% truth of a situation like that because in order to know that, you need to have like camera set up,
Also,
recording
like,
24/7.
Obviously, I don't want to say, I don't know. I only really saw this briefly. I didn't really delve that deep into it. It's not like something I really wanted to be honest. But I don't know. I feel like whenever there are these relationship things, while one side is usually more to blame than the other, there usually are two sides to the story.
Yeah. And even with like a
Except he
situation
just
like
didn't
this,
deny it, which is a little weird.
yeah, like even with like a whole situation like this, one of the things that I don't understand is like if you're, I don't want to say that this is like people that don't understand boundaries or anything. Like I feel like at some point you're old enough to know.
If
like
you're biting
at some
someone
point,
to the point that they're bruised, then there's a problem. Okay, like come on.
Yeah, and it's just like one of those things where I'm like, I kind of sit down there and I'm like, dude, why is it so why is it like I never could expect this out of any of you guys because it's like we all have like we all understand how it is to be an adult. So part of me like sits over there, and this is no way that I don't want to sound like I'm trying to like downplay anything. I'm just saying like at the end of these are people that have like no understanding of like actual real world like social cues, right?
I guess. I don't know. I feel like it's
one of
weird
those things.
I feel like there's almost like a generation between me and Minecraft YouTubers. Like,
Dude,
even
the more
though
I look
they're
at-
not,
yeah.
you know, they're only like, 5-7 years younger than me. But like, it feels
No,
like
but
a
they're
whole
like
new
mentally
generation.
stunted.
Okay, stop it.
What they are?
All these disclaimers, on this guy. This guy's a zombie. Something's wrong with this person. He's trying to out there eat people. Crazy
No, but
Minecraft
like-
YouTubers. They're animals, all of them, every single one of them.
I actually 100% agree though. I think, like I said, if you're sitting there playing a block game every day, day in and day out, dude, you probably got something. You got some demons in there. You get something going on with you. All right, is what it is. But no, with people like this, it's like I feel like there's like this level of like complete social stuntedness where it's like, as an adult, I look at these situations and I'm like, how do you get into it? Like, how do you get involved? Like, because dude, I've always said this on the show. The easiest part of my day is waking up, never getting involved with minors, never ever, assaulting any guy or girl or anything, right? That's and it's not even like, it's not even like that's difficult or anything to do. You shouldn't even have to say that, not even as a joke. It's like, bro, as an adult, it's like, dude, you should just be respectful, right? It's what they teach you in primary school, kindergarten even. Like, are these not going to school? Like, is it different? Like, what the...
Oh man, when it comes to content creators in general, like I'm always like arm's length with just about anybody. You guys are cool, but hey, stay back. Because we're all just like, most of us are self-made people, and they all have their own problems, and all of a sudden they have a platform where everyone's like, "You're great, you're the best thing ever, you're a god," and they're like, "You know what? I am.
Maybe I am a god.
Maybe I am. And all my degeneracy that I have in me, and here, have it all. How old are you? 14? What's going? Oh, hey, Yeah.
No, but it's like there's some. I feel like at some point what happens is like we all have had like good. I want to say we all had lives before this, right? Like we all did something before this, so it's like for me,
Also, I think we were raised by parents, not by the internet, which I think makes a difference.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, my mom and dad were not giving me a leapfrog or
I wasn't
iPad
an
tablet or
iPad
something.
kid.
Yeah, I mean, but we all had like a career. We went to like school. We went to shit before this, right? Like we had like real world social interactions, bro. When you're going from like 16 and jumping in, when your only social interactions are on Discord, I'm like, dude, how do you survive like in the real world, right? Like
Getting death threats on Twitter is not the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Dude, every time somebody does that to me, it's like, no. But like, anytime somebody sends me something nasty on the internet, it's like, how do you deal with online harassment and bullying? I'm like, bro, I do the Tyler the Creator bit. I like turn that computer right off.
It's like I do this, I go, anyway.
Yeah, like literally, it's like, Mood, are you afraid of getting like swatted or something? I'm like, no, dude, I have the cops know me here. They call me up before they raid my house. No, I'm fine. It's like, what if somebody shows up to your house? I'm like, yeah, that's why I try to keep everything away. Like, I don't seek out the harassment, but if somebody like, dude, there's so many people that will call me a piece of shit every day on the internet. It happens. This is just how life works. I logged the off the computer at that point. I'm like done with it. But I don't know. The modern era of the internet is super duper weird.
Yeah, it's still like the internet in general affects a lot of things. In some good ways and often a lot of bad too, but like when it comes to like young creators who didn't like, the old guys here that had a life before the internet, and like had an opportunity to like kind of figure out who they were and kind of what you like if you grow up on the internet and you're just trying. You can fit in anywhere, right? So you kind of I feel like people have a hard time figuring out what they want and who they are, because the internet tells them so many different things and they're impressionable. But that's just kind of my take on it.
So you feel it's impossible to kind of like mold yourself in a way, like into, because usually in like a normal society, and I get that, it's like you kind of have to like fit a certain, or you fit into a paradigm, you fit into like a social acceptance in a way, right? Like something society builds. But yeah, on the internet, it's like there's every different kind of person, right? Both good and incredibly bad. And the internet is like, there's no way to filter that kind of shit out.
I mean, there
Actually,
are
it's a pretty
advantages
solid point.
and disadvantages to that,
Yeah.
Like, there is something really great about being able to find like-minded people like yourself on the internet, but these are people that are on the internet. They're not in real life, and they don't care about you, probably.
And then there's 900 people in a Discord call just playing like Minecraft together. It's like, dude, you're never going to do shit with that. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? Like with all these like crazy like allegation stuff, it's like it's a baffling thing to me because I'm like, dude, I don't understand how you guys get involved in weird shit like that. Like, it's like at some point you guys got to learn basic shit. You guys got to learn some basic respect and call it a day, right? Like, and it goes to like any creator out there, anybody. Like the last thing you ever like when you get involved in any call, you got to ask yourself, is this gonna bite back on me? I have a rule, like anytime a minor interacts in like a community, because we all have minors in our community. It's just how the YouTube stuff works.
Yep.
And even an adult, it's always like, hey, we'll talk. But again, like you said, kind of like degrees of separation. It's like arm's length. You know, you don't let it get parasocial. You don't like I've had to tell people, I'm like, you know, I'm just a guy on the internet. We talk to each other, like, but we're not like friends. And it sounds harsh when I say that, but I'm like, we're not. It's not like you're in my personal life, right? So you kind of have to say that, and it sounds harsh as when you say it to anybody, and I feel bad saying that kind of stuff, but I'm like, it's a lot easier than letting this person leading somebody on, making them think a million things about you, and then it all gets messy sometime later on too. But this guy was dating a girl, and he was acting like Blade the Vampire or some crazy shit about it too, so Jesus Christ. Nut jobs, bro. God. And like you said, Nux, like he didn't like deny anything, so it is kind of like weirdly.
That's the weird
out
part
there
for me. Like you'd think that if you're being accused of this stuff, the first thing you'd be like,
You'd say,
"No, this is not true." Like,
no, well, and that's, you know, maybe there are some truths in the situation, but honestly, it's like nobody's ever really gonna know. And if you're somebody like I shouldn't even say this is funny, but the most insane shit that I read after that whole thing was like this one tweet. It's like, I OD'd because of the Wilbur suit stuff. I'm like, bro,
oh my God, like, dude, stop it. You don't know these people. They don't know you. Why? Oh my God.
Dude, it's like, this guy's like, my girlfriend overdosed because of the Wilbur suit stuff. I'm like, bro.
Oh my God.
What the
Am I allowed to laugh at that?
Dude, honestly, like, it's
Wilbur,
grimace,
no.
but you should, it's like, dude, okay, no. You say you're allowed to laugh at that? Bro, I'm on the toilet giggling my ass off. I'm like, ain't no way we got this parasocial, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Like when I said the exact same reaction I had, I'm like, there's just no way you can be this attached to some person you'd never met.
Well, I guess you can.
I guess.
It's so scary. That's what's so terrifying about, like, especially like more child-focused communities like Minecrafters or whatever. Like,
God, I hope I get to the level of fame one day that people just want to OD over my drama. God,
okay,
think of the power.
No, stop! No!
I'm
Don't
so
turn to the dark side.
But to be fair, it's like, you know, it's like you're like a normal guy, Ken. You can't ever get caught in a drama like that. Like, I don't. If somebody told me that you were biting necks and shit like rabbit style, I'd be like, what the. I'd be like, hold on a minute. Is this like an alternate universe version of you? Like, wait,
hey guys,
No, but it's like we're all like pretty, like the worst thing that I can ever see like any of us get involved into is like we got something wrong. Like, bro, anytime I get into like any controversy, like if it's something that I get wrong and it can be something tiny, like I feel like shit about it, and I'm like, oh, this is really bad. But then, like, moments after, I'm like, well, at least I didn't get caught like all these other guys. Shit.
At least I didn't get caught biting my wife, you know?
No, but, like, sometimes, like, I'll have somebody message me, and it's like, you're a piece of shit. You got this thing wrong. I hope you die. And I'm like, oh, that's just one message. Imagine what EDP's inbox looks like. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like, I mean, in the defense of the people harassing this guy, like... You cannot compare getting something wrong in a financial deep dive on a YouTuber or, you know, EDP. Like,
no, exactly. Or if you're like, you know, a vampire or some shit or whatever now in like the Minecraft YouTube place. I'm gonna be real. If you're in the Minecraft space, like any woman, if you get involved, if the guy you love, he could be the nicest guy in the world, or he could be like the second coming of Christ when you're on your first date. If you go to his computer and you see the OBS logo, the Minecraft logo, the Discord logo, and they're like right next to each other, that means they're recently like opened. You get the fuck out of there. All right, you're in Ted Bundy's house. Okay, you're in like Dahmer's.
God damn it.
Like, bro, if I go to a bar with a guy and I'm like, oh, dude, come over to my place. You know, we'll have more drinks. I'm like, sure, okay, awesome. I go over to his house. You know, I'm looking around. It's a clean, super awesome house, and I see Roblox recently opened on it. I'm getting the out of there.
The door clicks behind you, the lock.
The ultimate
Bro, like,
red flag.
that's what I expect. As soon as I hear the door click behind me and I look at the glass of wine I'm holding, I'm like, I'm dead. I'm like, I hope they make the Netflix episode about this banging. Dude.
Don't worry, bro. You're an adult. You'll be fine.
I really do think it's like a sign of a serial killer though. Like that is genuinely a fear that like I would have, because it's like even me, right? Like I've covered like Roblox from time to time, but it's like, dude, I've never I've never actively been like a player to it. So it's like when I go over to like some dudes, like, okay, when I watch some of these kid YouTubers, and we're not naming anybody specifically, but if you're in like the Roblox camp, bro, I saw this one guy. He had the deadest like fisheye stare playing the game. It was like, and then like this is like now, like you look at him like years ago, he's so full of life. Now it's just like every time this dude loads up Roblox, it's like the soul is dying.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 857 of Roblox.
But then it's like,
subscribe.
and then it's wild when you make that kind of content. It's like, bro, I'm like, that's the only thing that like gets my ass #1 trending or whatever too. Yeah. That's why I like even the commentary space or just like the super variety stream, like uploading. Like you're never gonna be like the #1 uploader on something, but at least you get to enjoy, you know, everything.
And also, I hate getting pigeonholed into some niche, you know, like a lot of people do. If you make Five Nights at Freddy's content all day, every day, your channel's gonna die when Five Nights at Freddy's is not relevant, you know? So
Yeah,
just
get a change.
You know, and every time you try to, you know, adapt or whatever, it becomes really difficult because you're stuck in that niche. So even if you're getting trending every day, there will come a time where you just can't adapt, you know?
No,
It's like a curve. Like if you're doing something that's trending and you got that, you know, your views like, yeah. On your way up, you already got to be thinking about what you're going to do next, because eventually it's going to.
Dude, every time I get a 1 out of 10, I'm just thinking, well, my next 10 episodes won't be a 1 out of 10. You know, you always have that in the back of your mind. Oh, 10 out of 10s are coming.
The depression's coming. Oh God,
really?
nobody loves me.
Every time I get a 1 out of 10, I'm like getting the crack. I'm like getting the pipe ready. I'm like,
no, dude, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and you're like, yo, 1 out of 10. This is amazing. The next video,
The
won't
bar's
be
been
a 1
set
out of 10.
higher. I will never reach this high again.
Yeah.
You know the best feeling? It's like I uploaded like every time, like every month, I always upload a video. I'm like, bro, it's gonna be the fattest 10 out of 10, and I'm so like comfortable with that. And then it's a 1 out of 10. And I'm like, you know what, man? F you. The audience sucks, bro. Like, bro, I put like,
What do you want from me? I don't understand.
bro, sometimes like I put in like no effort into like something versus like, and then like in the comment it's like, wow, Muda, this is a really great video. I'm like, F you.
Dude, so
Great
the
video,
funniest
my
thing
ass.
is, I watched your video on Suicide Squad, the first one, which was just basically you playing the game until it crashed, okay? It's not exactly the highest bar of content in the universe. And people in your comments were like, yo, this was like a really good in-depth look at the problems of and I'm like,
Oh yeah, the problem when you can't
You're gonna
connect.
That's the video that you're gonna praise him for his hard work and dedication. The one that he just turns OBS on and plays until it crashes.
Dude, like, and I'm so glad you said he turns OBS on. That's literally the anger in me, because like I tried literally trying to play this dog shit of a game. Actually, it's something worth talking about too. So, live service nonsense, right? Helldivers 2, great game. Love that game. Actually, good example of live service stuff. So, anybody that played the new like Suicide Squad game, you know they're starting to refund it on PlayStation. Like
No.
PlayStation,
Really?
notoriously, they would not refund the game. They're actually starting to refund this dog shit.
Wow.
This game is a total failure. Like on Steam, you're looking at a player count lower than like, you're looking at something as low as Payday 3, right? Like it's
Oh.
dead. Like it's dead. Nobody's killing the Justice League. We're actually all fans of the Justice League. Warner Brothers comes out and it's like, I think the future of gaming is Suicide Squad. I think it's working.
That's what I was looking for right now. It's like, didn't they say something on Twitter that was just
They just
the
did. They're like,
opposite of reality?
yeah, they're like, you know, Hogwarts Legacy, the game that put us on the map one year, Suicide Squad, the biggest failure we had, that's the future of the company.
Yes.
Dude, there's got to be some crackhead at like Warner Brothers. Like, there's got to be something going on at like any video game company doing it. But yeah,
I
that
don't know.
video.
Speaking of Suicide Squad, did you see the Sweet Baby Inc. drama?
I saw that. So I saw it briefly. I'm actually working on a video for it. I want to release it like maybe tomorrow or the day after. But I saw a bit of that controversy. For the context sake, people who don't know, like Sweet Baby Inc. is this company that does like consulting work for a lot of the big players in the business.
Sounds like a tax write-off to me.
It could be. So their consulting work, they do a lot of DEI, ESG stuff. So for people that don't know, it's like diversity and inclusion. A lot of these like consulting services to make sure your content is diverse, right? Like it's not just filled with, I guess, one race or one group of people. Or if you are talking about like, you know, gay people, you bring an officer in that can like make sure, I guess, your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted or something. I guess that's the best way to put it. So this company apparently has an involvement with some of like the biggest releases out there. It's weird, right? Like on one hand, I don't know how much damage I can attribute to like some shitty writing to one consulting firm, but like one of the CEOs for the company, their tweets were like really weird. They were like, it was like the most anti like white guy shit that I've ever read in my life, and I'm like, dude,
was it Felix? That person? Felix?
I don't know if it was Felix exactly. It might be. I know what you're talking about.
I went back a little bit. So apparently they've DDoSed a charity during the Gamergate stuff. Did you see that?
No, what?
Because that, I feel like that you should definitely include that in your video.
They committed a federal crime?
Okay, so they actually. Okay, let me see if I can just pull up this tweet. Hold on.
You know, when you say DDoS, like people think
DDoS,
like, oh,
DDoS.
I'm like, yo, you committed a federal crime?
Let me pull it up. All right, listen, you keep explaining. I'll find this shit. Don't worry.
Yeah,
don't
but
worry.
like some of the tweets and stuff, it's been like obviously people have been looking at it as like, and I'm one of those people where I think like racism goes every way, right? Like if you shit on anybody for an intrinsic characteristic, like that's not ever going to bring people together, right? Like the moment, like I wish I could live in a world where we all look way past that and we look at each other with like our own, like people as people rather than a feature that they can't change. You know, it's like if we had a choice in the character creator menu, okay, I'm sure we'd pick a lot of things different. Okay, it would be at like size 10
at least.
Okay, huge. Muscles would be dude, muscles would be like maximum. Okay, height would always be like 6, 12,
6 plus,
7. Yeah, it would be insane,
Just
right?
to make it feel like myself, you know.
Yeah, if I got the chance to do like character creation before I got dropped into the MMO that is life, bro, I'd make myself look like my arc character
Bro,
any day.
Looks maxing out the wazoo.
Dude, I'd be making the incels proud. I'd be like, bro, I look like my arc character, like my Pal World character, like thick thighs, 12 feet tall, all right, you steroided up. But we don't
Titan
get that
from
option.
Attack on Titan.
You look like
exactly.
PewDiePie, but taller.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I don't get the chance. I don't get the choice to. All right?
You'd be
Nobody
shamed
does.
for it though.
I
Like,
posted the link to the tweet in the chat. If you
character creation user. You elitist. You think you're better than everyone because you made yourself.
These are people that refuse to hire anyone that aren't diverse in some way. By the way, and but they will hire someone like this that admits to DDoSing a indie woman's charity during Gamergate.
Insane. Like the fact that people like champion like an actual federal crime DDoSing, at some point you lose the plot. But yeah, this company, Sweet Baby Inc., they're kind of like everyone's been looking into them now because apparently their consulting work has been leading to the drain of a lot of
I think the real
play.
reason why people are looking at it is because someone on Steam compiled a list of all the games that worked with Sweet Baby Inc., and coincidentally, they were all the shitty games that happened lately, like Forspoken, like all the really bad ones, Suicide Squad. So anyway, after they decided to do this, obviously no one knew about this. Who cares about some random Steam guy that puts this all together? Either was the CEO or one of the employees of Sweet Baby Inc. makes this whole thread on Twitter telling everyone to go report and try to get their Steam account banned because they're making this list on Steam.
That's totally not
which is totally normal thing to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, that person on Steam got 40,000 followers that day. You know,
nice.
Because that was the ultimate Streisand effect, and now everyone's talking about it. I think that's how it started.
Like and what's funny about all of like this too is like, okay, even the games that are being listed, I'm just gonna be like real. I don't even think the writing is the primary concern. The games just suck.
They don't work.
Like, have you played the
work.
Forspoken demo? Forspoken sucks. Forspoken is the most boring game that I ever played. I would rather stick toothpicks into my urine than play that game any day of my life. All right. Like
my
when
favorite
people brought up
diversity moment that I've seen in one of their games. I saw a clip from Starfield. Apparently, they were the diversity advisors for Starfield. I saw this one clip.
Were they? I thought they
so.
weren't.
Oh, maybe not. I thought they were.
I thought they worked for like God of War or something. I think Starfield was explicitly the thing that people were mentioning. I'm like, they were not even on that.
Well, I'll look. I saw a clip of them saying. Saying I come from this, it's 300 years in the future, right? So in Starfields, they're like, I keep a tradition of the Yiddish living on, right?
300 years into the future in
300
space.
years into the Yiddish, and then the person, like the player character, has a choice of options to say, and one of the options is, "Where is your little hat?"
Dude, that's what, dude. Okay, that is the wildest shit. I remember I saw that clip in Starfield. I'm like, bro, Todd Howard really kept the 4chan alive in the future. Dude, he kept that shit going. He kept it
dying
rocking,
when I
dude.
saw that. I was dying.
I was like, me.
Oh my god.
Like, no, but that's I mean, I don't know, man. With like stuff like that, with like writing in that situation, I can understand. People writing things in a way to like be more inclusive in today's day and age. It's just like usually when I like. As somebody, I guess, in that POC camp or whatever, when I see it myself, I'm like, I don't need to be that pandered to. Just saying, right? Like, shit. Like, I'm comfortable with, like, the Shenmue at Once Upon a Time I was Chinese moments. Like, that kind of shit is still slaps a little bit differently. I always find it funny when, like, characters in, like, Mass Effect, like, bro, 500 years in the future, and you still think about shit that we're thinking about in 2024? All right, that seems realistic. Right. Like, I wish they made games in a realistic sense where it was like, bro, if we're 500 years into the future, I want to see some really out there shit.
Dude,
that everyone
like
here would have been
every single
like.
Jewish character in fiction looks exactly like Lewis from Suits. Like,
I mean, that's yeah.
Somehow,
that's how it works out.
They're all like, slightly overweight, balding, a lawyer.
Yeah.
They fit that bill a little bit.
I wish I could speak on this topic, but I'm a straight white guy, so I can't.
Oh, true.
I can't.
See, this is
You have
like
to watch.
See, this is what I don't understand. This is like the wildest thing. You have to like be careful about it too. And I'm like, no. You, it's like I feel like we all can have the fact that when we put like these stupid barriers up between people, it's like the most harmful thing in my opinion. I'm like, just talk about something, have a dialogue, have a discussion, bro. Like it is what it is.
No. I have to put 1,000 disclaimers before I say anything. There's someone out there on there to be like,
what is the most like controversial like video like topic that you've ever covered where you actually did have to put like 100 disclaimers?
I don't even think I have.
No,
honestly, nothing but respect, dude.
I try to avoid it.
No, it's like do you ever?
I did make an apology video recently.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't watch.
What did you apologize for?
I apologize for saying that I thought the teen category on sites was creepy.
But you're right, though. It's creepy.
Oh, wait, what?
What the?
Wait, why are you making so the apology video was clickbait,
That's
basically.
based.
So the bad part, I didn't help myself any in the wording of the tweet as I went further into it. But when I met my wife when she was 19 and I was 27, there's a big age gap, right? And but it's not. I didn't search her out because she was 19 or anything. It was just we met each other and had a natural relationship,
Right.
And so people made that connection to me saying that about their favorite category. But Ken, didn't you?
I feel like there's a big difference between meeting someone in real life.
That whole category is perfectly fine. Those people that are adults and they can do whatever they want. But also, Ken, how dare you? And I was like, what? Wait, what? I'm talking about the teen when you go in Hub and they have to put teen 18 plus in little brackets beside it, just so you know that it's 18 plus.
Barely legal.
How is that not creepy? Or just the whole industry in general of people trying to look as young as possible, or people being taken advantage of or being brought into the industry at young ages and stuff like that. None of that was talked about. Just skipped over and went to like, how dare you, Ken? And I get it. It's never been a secret as my relationship. It's always been public knowledge.
Yeah.
So I made an apology video being like, I am sorry that
Dude, you don't have to apologize for that. When I saw that,
I know it was a fake apology.
Like I just made an apology video. That's not drama. That doesn't count.
No, but it's like it's a really like it's a good point to be kind of making too, because it's just I don't know. Recently with a lot of the horse and the lolies and all this crazy shit, it's like age of consent has never been more important than it has been. It's never been a more topical discussion, as sad as it sounds. So yeah,
in a
usually
perfect
like
socialist utopia, we would lower the age of consent.
Oh God, I would die.
Vosh
No,
2020.
like, I made a.
he
God,
actually
we're
said
gonna
that.
die.
By the way.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No,
Like,
he
whoa.
didn't.
He did. Wait, let me...
Oh, God.
All right, dude, you gotta make me find
Talking
the
about
Vosh
Yandere
slip.
there? Who are we talking about? Who's...
Fucking Yandere, dude. Dude, Yandere does my favorite age of consent, guys. Like, well, first off, I agree people should be over 18. Anyways, long answer. The like dissertation written. I'm like, all right, hold up there. No, it's like I kind of like my discussion on this is like I kind of picture it like through the eyes of like an FBI officer. Like if you have to sit in front of an FBI agent and have a discussion about this, probably shouldn't be going. Probably shouldn't bat so hard for it. But like when I saw that like mention, I'm like, your point is right. It's like when I covered like the like trafficking hub stuff years ago. So nowadays when you're on you can only watch verified content. So basically back in the early days, so this is when it was really up. Back in the days, and this is years ago, they would not have anybody could upload a video. And I proved this by going onto their platform, uploading Need for Speed footage, and I would get advertisements on the video, right? So ads would be running on videos that they couldn't humanly verify in like minutes. So what had happened over here was on Pornhub and a lot of these adult sites, underage videos would be uploaded, right? On a almost daily basis. In fact, at some point, there were just lots of them. And that's something that any website can realistically have, okay? There's probably underage stuff that gets uploaded to YouTube, just hidden underneath, like layers upon layers of playlists. There are systems in play that work against it, but they're not perfect, right? So anyways, they got into this whole controversy and they started to do this thing where they said, listen, if you're going to be using the website and you're going to be uploading content, we need to have actual user verification, right? I mean, there were stories of people that I were covering where like they requested to have videos removed of them being under 18 for years. Until the one person that I covered, she went out of her way to send a message to legal@pornhub.com impersonating a lawyer, immediately removed it that day, right?
Dude,
like
that's insane.
Yeah, it's a super, it's such a weirdly like industry. And at that moment in time, right, like a lot of the whole teen discussion was brought up to like a lot of because it was like there were these weirdly fetishistic categories that were obviously appealing to like really weird individuals that got really brought up to. And it's one of those things where it's like I'm not like an anti guy. Like I think you can watch whatever you want, right? As long as it's legal, obviously. But there is such a weird side of this entire industry, which I feel like caters to some of the most, people. Yeah, like, and it's like to discuss. Like, it's weird that like people can't have that discussion without like jumping into one extreme. Because when I was covering this, it's like one of the people behind this organization called Exodus Cry reached out, and they were like this super religious, like ban all 18 plus material. And I'm like, all right, I'm not really on board with that.
Whoa.
I'm on board with stopping like the really bad abusive practices. That's it.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, you had like people who literally worked with like I was getting into beefs with like Asa Akira and like all these actual people, like these actual stars in the business. I'm like, honey, you're wrong. You're defending an actual bad practice. Like, anyways, they got it sort of redone. That's why a lot of these websites, especially the big ones, they use a lot of they do a lot more verification now than they ever used to. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where like even those categories, it's like, dude, sometimes you don't even know what you could be clicking on. You don't even know if it could be legal or illegal anymore. And especially when you're watching a type of content that is so close to that age bracket, like it's up when you have to write bracket 18 plus, like it should just be understood, right? Like it should just be known.
The whole category barely legal, which is like a whole like it's an advertisement, right? Barely legal is like a huge it's hype, right? Like that is weird connotations. No?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought I knocked it out of the park. I was like, yeah, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean, like even with like Reddit, it's like I remember people got mad when like Reddit started banning shit like r/jailbait or something, and I'm like, why? Like that shit is like it's literally like look who it's appealing to, like it's like r/.
That's the term itself, jail. If it's bait for you to go to jail, then it's like
Look,
There's literally in the name. Jesus Christ.
Look, I love the concept of a good old-fashioned Reddit 50-50. I love that shit. You know what I mean? I love a Reddit 50-50 session every once in a while, you know? Like, oh, that's a cute video. That's a cute video of a cat. Oh, it could go one of the other ways. Let's see if my day is ruined or it's not.
Yeah.
But jailbait? Like, bro, it's like 50-50. Do I go to jail or not? Let's see. No.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's at that point, it's like, man, if you're the kind of person consuming that stuff, then I realistically have a lot of questions about you as a person. It just
depends on if
right?
they have cupcakes or muffins available or whatever it was he showed up for.
Dude, I bet, that's the thing. Like, EDP is not the kind of guy to even touch Reddit and shit. He thinks Reddit is for losers. Bro, he's on the Facebook. Dude, that whole sting operation, I just want to go back to. It's the most wildest sting that I've ever seen.
You don't
dude.
stop, bro.
Dude, he's on Facebook Messenger. Yo, he sent a picture of his shit.
I remember. I've seen it.
It's been years. Yes. It's been years, and I can't get over seeing his blog, bro. Like, I've seen his shit.
Imagine Chris Hansen coming out. So, can you explain this?
Dude, it's so wild. Like, this is why I love YouTube and I hate it at the same time. You can see a lot of cool shit making content here. Just like you could wake up and
you can see a lot of literal shit making content.
Yeah, you could wake up at 9 a.m. and see EDP's shit. Like, and it was a big shit too.
It's gotta
I'm
be
like,
huge.
dude, bro. I'm like, dude, how does this come out of your ass? How do you manage to make it that big? Like, what are you just not shitting for 2 weeks?
That's why he took a picture of it. It was like,
lots of grass, I guess. Listen.
But it's like even like think about the content. It's like, dude, I really want to impress this girl. What do I do? I don't know, show her my shit, bro.
Listen,
dude,
in a socialist utopia, it might not be that bad. And I sent you the link in the chat a few minutes ago. But you were on like a whole tirade, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Did we ever even talk about why Boogie was even involved in that whole? We brought it up. I don't remember if we even.
Who knows?
Said.
Okay, so apparently Boogie explained and clarified. Oh man, I'm like, dude, this is a bad. Oh, this is a naughty clip. But no, Boogie was involved because Boogie made this documentary with like Mike Klum. We've all seen the Boogie documentary, I assume, right? Like the recent one.
Very sad. Yep.
Yeah. So very sad. Dude, how is it sad, bro? The dude had $200,000 to burn on hookers and
so sad.
Shit. $200,000.
Rip.
Bro, he spent $200,000 on hookers. Okay, that dude had a great year too.
So
all right,
bro. He was Mr. Rogers, and now he's broke.
You don't think Mr. Rogers? Okay, you don't think Mr. Rogers ever bought a hooker though? Well, let's be real here. You don't think Mr. Rogers ever did coke off a hooker's ass? I always believe.
Can we thought experiment here?
I don't know.
No,
if Libby
okay.
could have done what he did, Mr. Rogers could have done anything.
I 100% think Mr. Rogers is doing like, bro. I think Pee Wee Herman was caught jerking off in a theater, and he was the nicest dude when I was a kid. Okay, he was talking to the couches. He had his floorboards were his friends, dude. I don't even think about my floorboards, and he was jerking off in a theater. So yeah, of course I think Mr. Rogers is doing crazy shit behind the scenes, dude. But Boogie, he was once to Mr. Rogers, $200,000 on hookers. He had a great time, dude. Six figures. Six figures? Dude, he had plenty of great times, okay? So he did this documentary with Mike Klum, and I guess, Mike Klum decided, I'm going to have him back on, just why not? So I guess they fly to Cleveland, Ohio, second layer of hell, by the way, to do something with EDP. And, he takes his photo, and I'm like, they're like, dude, the funny thing is, he fence sat about the whole Boogie thing, the EDP stuff. He said that it was hard to get past what he did, but he can be a really funny guy.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did. That was an actual tweeted statement.
Dude, give me the socialist utopia, bro. That sounds better.
Bro, like, when I read that, I'm like, dude, yeah, it's pretty easy for me to get past when he tried to right? Like when he tried to go out for the cupcake.
I cannot believe it. There's no way.
That's a direct mention, dude. And he's like, he's a funny guy. I'm like, dude, I'm sure Jeffrey Epstein must have cracked some wild jokes back in the day.
Yeah, probably.
Probably still got a hoot and a holler out of me, but he's still some guy, you know, like holy shit.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so he's out there and he's like filming, I guess, sort of like a confrontation. And from what he said, he's definitely like pressing him on the whole like Sting and everything too. And again, like
that's what I mean. He went up against literally someone that has no possible defense, right? He picked the best enemy in the world.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm kind of sitting there waiting for this documentary to come out because I sometimes like I wonder, I'm like, man, maybe is there like an Uno reverse card that hasn't played yet? Like maybe there is something that like blows us away. Maybe because like the reason why he didn't get arrested was the whole thing was botched, and I'm pretty sure like if a lawyer was to take EDP and people out, a defense could be made that it was like a comedy skit or something of that nature because we don't really know the true nature of all this stuff properly. So I don't know. But for him to meet up with the guy, it's definitely bad optically. Like I would never in a million years, like if you told me that I could get like a 20 million viewed video, I still wouldn't meet with EDP. And I'm not saying that out of like a moral grandstand. It's just because like I don't feel like any amount of viewership or clout is worth the just the look.
The kind of viewers that you want, you know. Like,
yeah, it's just not worth the look, right? Like you don't want to have a photo taken breaking bread with the guy that was hunting down for cupcakes in a, you know, like it's like the last thing you want. But
it's insane.
But I mean, like with Boogie recently, it's kind of like one of those. And Ken, I'm sure you're very like you're averse to this because you do a lot of like coverage on reality TV stuff. It's like when people are in this situation, right? Like this 90 Day Fiance stuff, it's like they will always gravitate towards really poor decisions because they think in the short term it can benefit them. And, you know, part of me is like, I sit there and I'm like, you know, I don't know if chasing the YouTube success, Boogie, is worth intertwining yourself with some of these people, or at least like, you know, sitting down and having this like weird discussion and dialogue with him. It's like you, because I know his ass isn't Chris Hansen. So I'm just wondering like what is being discussed.
Justice being injected into the world because Boogie met EDP.
Yeah, and Boogie's story is so wild. Like, you know, his shaman broke his windows apparently. His shaman stole like his cards off of him. Have you ever, you know, the story of Boogie's shaman?
Yep. Flaming Star.
Bro, Boogie Shaman is an unhinged psychopath.
He's a shaman? Hang on. I'm just now like really
how do you not know about Boogie Shaman? That guy's awesome.
All right.
Now that's World of Warcraft character. He's got like a shaman.
Okay, you remember the end of his documentary when he was doing shrooms and shit?
Yeah. I don't know if I was still watching at that point.
Okay,
I guess not.
All right, so the end of his documentary, the thing that woke him up and brought him back to like a bit of normalcy and his brain being healed was to start the process of like mushrooms, like, you know,
fiction.
So apparently Boogie watched a Netflix documentary about the brain's neuroplasticity and shrooms and whatnot. So instead of going to a doctor, you know, somebody that can help him with this, he decides, I'm going to go to a shaman, a registered shaman nonetheless, right?
Flaming Star is his name.
That dude, bro, Ken, that's the first thing I question. I'm like, you know, lawyers are registered, doctors are registered. Where the f do you get your shaman bar, bro? What shaman? What
are they registered with?
Yeah, well, apparently they're registered in the state of Washington or something. So there's like I guess there's like a bar association thing for shamans that I didn't know about. So anyways, he like his shaman, recently people have been interviewing him and like this guy's like, I made $5 billion in my lifetime. I'm like so-and-so, like aliens, like crazy life story with this dude. He is like an actual like crackpot nut job. Like apparently Boogie posted like this image of like his garage. Like he came home one day and the word pedophile were just written across there.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so he had like pedophile, like every crazy shit written on there, like thief. So his window being broken into is the funniest photo that I've ever seen. Because apparently a brick got thrown through a window. The blinds literally behind the window were not tampered with at all. They were pristine and fine. So I'm like, dude, this is... I don't believe...
So they're like, up, and then they broke the window and he's like, let me just close these blinds.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird... It's like the weirdest thing. The car being vandalized, it's like they vandalized the parts that can easily be cleaned, but not the parts that can't, you know? So it's just like a million things that I kind of question. But like, then he's got like his shaman. Like apparently he's currently in like police holding or something. It's like, dude, this man's life. At some point, bro, you gotta stop. You gotta come back to normal land, okay? You gotta come back off of the. Your life has to stop being an episode of the Looney Tunes, all right? Like Jesus Christ.
You start live streaming, he did pretty good, like
Sounds
IRL
to me
streaming,
like
and
you are just a hater.
Bro,
you gotta bot views and pay
IRL
people to jump you.
Bro, wait, who are you referring to?
Nobody.
No, I mean, you can just say all the Kick streaming. I mean, I'm not questioning. Jesus Christ.
Allegedly,
Wow,
ever
you're
since
gonna call me out like that, dude.
Knox, honestly, like, have you seen the Johnny? Okay, before we end this, have you guys seen the Johnny Somali clip?
No, I thought you were gonna talk about the lol guy that would talk to minors.
I
There's
scrolled
another
past, I
guy
didn't watch
now.
it.
There's literally another guy.
let's
It's not
go.
just Riot Lol. There's
That's
another
exciting.
dude now. There's another guy that's been doing like candid creep shots of like women in his house on Kick.
Stop
Partnered,
it.
by the way,
Why,
too.
guys? Why?
Yeah.
Listen.
Insane.
Oh.
But like, okay, so Johnny Somali, infamous like guy that was caught breaking and entering into like construction sites in Japan. Dude, he
He
comes
got punched.
back.
Yeah.
Dude, he came back. Dude, you know what? He did not learn a thing. He's gonna go back to doing the same content.
That's
He did not
insane.
learn a thing. He
Zero
shat on the government of
repercussions.
Japan again.
No.
Yes, dude, I love these people so much, man. Like, they are my favorite types of degenerate IRL streamers imaginable. You know, I used to say I miss when Ice Poseidon was here, because Ice Poseidon, regardless of what anybody said and what he did, I think Ice Poseidon was the best IRL streamer because he was the best crackhead wrangler you could ever find in the state of California. State of Florida, state of Vegas. So anybody that doesn't know, he used to own a mansion, rent a mansion, I think, in California, and he would just have it as like a streamer house. His streamer house was an actual crack house, like literally a crack den. Like, these are the most. You got Nobel graduates like Only Use Me Blade who are pissing and shitting all around the house, cracked and zonked out of their mind. These people, like, this was the most degenerate era, but. What he did is he kept it running for a bit because he was able to wrangle these people together for a little while. On Kick, though, it's like what happens when an organized crime ring actually breaks down. Because usually you have like a leader that keeps all the nut jobs sane.
Right.
But Kick ain't no organization there. They're
Hey,
all
Ross is doing his best. He's trying to keep them together.
Dude,
Can't
it's
do-
funny because like I see with like Aiden Ross, and it's like even like I can see in his eyes when he's like looking at someone, it's like, bro, come on, guys, like, come on, really? No, but it's like that the thing about like any of these like IRL streaming like sites, like, and it goes on like YouTube, it goes on to like Twitch, it goes on to like Kick. I don't want to exclusively blame Kick on this. Only Use Me Blade was literally pissing on the floor on YouTube day in and day out every day. So that was the beauty there. Twitch has its own brand of degeneracy. Kick is just Kick is a lot more friendlier, but even they have limitations, right? Like when you're obviously selling, porn to people, they'll come in and, all right, maybe that deserves a little more than a timeout. I think that's a ban on our end.
Based.
But
I
it's
don't
like,
know. It's crazy. Like, I like the freedom of speech stuff and all that, and I love the communication with Kick. My personal experience streaming on Kick is really good. Okay, it's really, really good. I love talking to these people. Whenever I have an issue, I message them and they get back to me immediately. Like, fantastic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have these guys that are like, wow, how do they get away with all this? I don't know. Know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, like, look, I love competing services. It's just one of the reasons why it's like, and I even like message Train about this too, and I'm like, hey, listen, this like, and they all understand it, like they all get it, It's like they don't want to pigeonhole themselves into having this as their representation. It's just unfortunately,
But who's gonna go to a platform that's a tenth of the size of Twitch? Like, if they're gonna go to that platform, then it's gonna be because they could do stuff there that they can't on Twitch, right?
yeah. And unless Twitch starts allowing like IRL crack house streaming, then sure, I guess. But
They get the content. Oh my god.
Yeah.
dude, honestly,
So
like,
much.
I love the era of streaming that we're in, just because like as somebody in commentary, the amount of content that you get gifted on a silver
It's free.
on a platinum platter, bro.
You could literally make daily commentary videos on the ongoings over at Kick.
Dude, like when Johnny Somali got caught doing something up, I'm like, oh, dude, it's like just you're handing
Merry
me
Christmas.
it's like he's just handing me like it's like literally handing me like a stack of like bills on a platinum platter. I'm like, dude, just continue to be stupid, please.
Thank you.
Like, what the fuck? Like Oompa, when like anytime like Oompa covers like a Kick streamer, I'm like,
he
dude,
sees the Kick logo and he sees green for completely other reasons. Okay.
Dude, anytime I see like any IR, like Johnny Somali, this guy that I'm covering, and I think it's like this guy that I'm covering for like Candid Creep Shot Camera Hour with like random women that I'm like, dude, these people are, it's like part of me like makes the content and I'm like, I just can't believe that these people are real. Like this is like we're living in an era, guys, where people are just outright committing crimes on camera, 4K. You know how people are like, oh, you got caught in 1080p.
They're proud of it.
Bitch, not in 1080p. I'm watching it 4K HDR 60 frames with a check mark next to the account, dude. It's debt to rights. Listen, guys, before we end the show, for the people watching, there's no better time to start working for law enforcement. I mean, they're literally handing you cases on a platter, bro. They're handing you these cases.
I wonder why doesn't law enforcement actually just, watch Moist Critical videos and base their, investigations off that? It's like, I don't know, it feels like it's pretty over.
See, like, listen, I'm sure when it comes to stuff like this, there's probably going to be a few cases of like law enforcement jumping in, but in the realistic sense, it's just because there's there's just so much shit going on. They're like, who cares about this dude publicly defecating on the streets and throwing shit around at people? And it's like, it's not even my department, not my thing. Who gives a crap? But I don't know. As like a content creator who like laughs at people like this, there's just no better time. As a lawyer, if you wanted to be a prosecutor for this, there's just no better time than the golden age of crack house kick streaming.
Honestly, if anyone's trying to make some sort of foothold in commentary on YouTube, watch Kick streams all day. Like, honestly, no one's
dude.
Really
I have kick streams open without the goal of making content out of them, just because, like, bro, this is literally like it's literally front row seats to like a mental ward.
Okay, I hope my streams aren't the ones you're watching.
You're gonna end up being like those Roblox like YouTubers that are like dead inside watching Kick streamers. Like, oh god, here they go again.
I don't think I don't think I can ever reach that point, man. I think it's just it's just so beautifully degenerate. Like, you know what? I'm never gonna have the conversation about not doing drugs with my kids. I'm just gonna show them kick.com. I'm gonna be like, this is your future. You touch
the
crack,
ultimate deterrent.
you touch marijuana once, this is you, kid. Ultimate deterrence. And if my kid's like, oh, that's
you show
awesome.
them Aiden Ross talking about the ice wall in Antarctica, like with the White Walkers on the other side. And you're like, oh, okay.
Dude, that's why I love Aiden Ross. I actually think he's like one of the smartest people in the world. Like, I don't believe he's that stupid. I genuinely can't believe he's that. There's just no.
He's just brand aware is all
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I mean, XQC? Okay, maybe. Like, I don't know, dude. There's sometimes, okay, actually, you know what? I think they're completely real about, like, their understanding of, like, the ice walls and, like, the flat earth and shit. But I don't know. I mean,
I've seen that clip with Aiden Ross saying the ice wall in Antarctica and with the White Walkers on the other side. He is 100% serious, okay? Like, he's about to say it, and then he's embarrassed to say it because it might sound stupid. And then he goes ahead and he becomes brave because XQC says, no, say it, bro. And he says it anyway, knowing that there was a chance he might be made fun of for it, okay? That's not acting.
But see, like,
that's
you're
an
just,
IQ
you're
that's
just
room
saying how good of a friend XQC is. I would say the same thing. I'd be like, bro, just be brave. Just say it, dude.
Say it, man. Just say it.
Say it, bro.
Dude.
Say that dumb shit.
That's what I mean, okay? Listen, people say Jews control the world, and they show me Aiden Ross, okay?
Dude,
Like,
okay, listen. Okay, you know why XCC said that as a friend?
Why?
Because XCC's like, bro, you're just gonna get clipped, and people are gonna share that.
True!
It's gonna be like a 20 minutes. Like, just do it, bro.
It's gonna be great.
He knows.
He's like, dude, this is what we call tactical brain damage. Just go.
God damn it, stop.
I have to believe that's how it is. XQC's a Canadian, okay? When people ask me, oh shit, who's the top streamer? I'm like, he's a Canadian. And then they're like, oh, who is he? I'm like, oh, the name's, fuck, I'm blanking out right now. I don't want you to see it. Or
probably Francois or something like that.
Yeah, fuck, I don't want to get it out yet. Jesus Christ. I'll let you figure it out. I showed my dad a clip out of like XQC. He's like, my dad loves XQC, bro. My dad shit on me for calling him out. My dad's like, he's funny. My dad's like, he's
so
hilarious.
entertaining. What are you doing? Leave him alone.
Dude, so my dad is like, he's a biology nerd, okay? He loves biology and animals and all that science stuff, okay? There's a 5-minute compilation on YouTube, XQC wrongly diagnosing animal species. It's like a 5-minute long clip of where he'll see like, an alligator and be like, turtle. Like just random clips of him watching National Geographic and just getting the species wrong on animals. It's my favorite thing.
And that's how you know he's just perfect, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you know he's like a genuine,
he's great.
honest to God, upfront guy.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we had a great episode of the show today. I want to thank Ken, you being on, brother. It means a lot. It's
Thanks
early for you. Nux, you as always, brother. Glad to always have you on as a co-host. Oompaville, wherever you are, hope your internet situation gets sorted. And
Hope you don't get sentenced.
And before we end this off, I just want to like kind of talk about a brand we're actually launching tomorrow too. It's called One Up. So we actually have like a skincare thing. I know it's weird, a gamer running something. So got1up.com, ladies and gentlemen. It's literally designed as a you to some of the largest skincare brands out there. Because we as content creators have dealt with a lot of sponsors who try to basically, I think sponsors scam us and whatnot. Okay, I think it's better if we can just build our own brands. I've dealt with skincare brands that like make you do Scantron tests, buy like 40, 50 different products. This is the only thing you have to buy just once, one bottle, one pump a day, 30 seconds. And you get exactly, you get your whole treatment done right there. So for the guys,
It's a miracle.
we were like thinking about it. We're like, how do you make the skincare brand? How do you make the skincare market like actually like fun for the average person? I'm like, make it easy, make it simple. So ladies and gentlemen, if that interests you, go to got1up.com. We're launching it tomorrow, but technically you can buy it right now. So first supplies are pretty limited, but we're going to get back on rolling with it. This is not white label stuff. We actually are working with like our own manufacturer. We got our own proprietary formula and everything, dude. We're like proper on it. It's crazy. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check it out, go check it out. But this has been another episode of the podcast, and we are out.